Hello everyone and welcome to another demo showcase. I'm Backpack Brain. Today is not a roguelike, today it's a space game about mining and crafting. Let's Minecraft, as they said in the infamous movie. But this time it's Eventide Matter, and shout out to, of course, I mean his name's down here. I was gonna be like, is his name out there? His name is literally right here. Victor Figueroa. There's so many vowels there, I really gotta think on this one. Figueroa? I think that's right. Anyway, it's a solo developer job, and the reason I'm mentioning it specifically is because they sent me an email about the video game. So, there's a bit of extra pressure on both of us. You know, you went a bit nuts on the table, you sent the email, I tell people to do it, no one does it until you do it. And when you do it, it's a little bit more personal, but of course it means that you get the priority queue. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's play. Let's hit new game. So far, so good. Relatively robust. It's got this sort of HD 2D look. Oh shh. I thought I was going to read the rest for a second there. You've been transported to an uncharted universe. The Eventide continuing your missions of field test, advanced mining project systems, hostile environment, complete tutorial, construct a science structure, exercise caution. The local life forms are highly territorial. Good luck.
Resources detected.
Resources detected.
Hyperspace.
It reminds me of the people used to make the like US government oil memes. It seems like one of those situations. Okay, what do I do? I got two. Can't even comprehend what that is. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Boys, fellas. Press tab. Okay. Prosolium bar. We have made it. Now we'll make bolts. Can't yet make a metal plate. Okay, we can handle 2 extractions at a time, is what it seems like. I still don't know what's happening. But hopefully that will be illustrated in due course. Okay. And then we make a metal plate. And now what? Now we go back to base. Sorry, y'all. Okay, the direction of turning is not relative to the ship, it's relative to the map. Which is weird. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's weird that because it's like A and D turn it, but if I hold A, it only turns it insofar as it goes left. And then if I hold D, it just turns it to go right. So it's not actually like controlling the ship in a ship sense, it's controlling the ship in like a WASD up, down, left, right, but it still turns as if it's kind of an interesting way to do things. Frame column. Okay, you can do basic crafting in some scenarios. Oh, this is forging, sorry, not crafting. Okay. I wanted to craft, but I can still craft these things. And now I can forge the no, I can't forge the emitter because I didn't craft the metal plate. Now I can craft an emitter. Now I got a little thing there. I got a little chip. What other forgings do we have? We only have frame columns and emitters. And they do extend this thing. How do you make the frame column again? It's just that. Or you can queue up tasks. I didn't realize that we were queuing up tasks. That's my bad, for sure. Get another one of those in, and then get one of these in. There we go. And now we get out of town. I don't exactly know what I'm doing. I did not mean to do that. Get me out of there. I'm also confused as to why my tiny ship turns into bigger ships, but the other parts are just kind of strewn out there. But you know... Oh wait, we have a timer. Hold on. I was not locked in. There's a timer involved. And why is there an arrow telling me that there's resources? I mean, it's all resources, isn't it? Was I supposed to just be mining all of these? Presumably I was. Okay, but the resources I mined. Okay, hostile entities have been detected. Oh, listen, I didn't know we were like that. We're dying? Help? Very slow ship, I will say that much. Okay, it's the same system for destroying enemies as it is for ore.
Emitter lost.
We lost our emitter? Did we die?
Entering hyperspace.
Oh no, we're entering hyperspace. Sorry, my bad. My misunderstanding. Ship health, prosolium yield. We've already got thrusters and lasers. What is the cost of it though? What cost? Oh, I'm paying with this. Which I don't know. I guess I'll exit hyperspace. I don't really get it so far, but we'll keep cooking. We'll give the benefit of the doubt. It has only been a little length of time after all. It wouldn't be very smart of me to have impatience. Now this thing, it is taken forever. Now, it is also jarring that the resources don't come to me, but we'll let it slide for now. Is it because I'm full on resources? Is that what's going on here? And why did I suddenly get a ring around me? And what is that shape? It is because my shit's all full. Okay, well let's condense it a little bit. Okay, and now we forge. We can only forge emitters, but we don't have any screws. We just alternate with some of these. Okay, and that upped this somehow.
Section completed.
Okay, the section was completed. Okay, there's no, it's not free build. You just build what it tells you to build. But not all of it is like that. Okay, well, we'll run with it. Also, don't know. This is the resource, right? Now it's pulling it to me slowly but surely. Okay, and we're full again. Now, I don't know what the point of making this a bar is when it could be instant, but maybe there's logic to it. Okay, we've queued up all that we can queue up. Is this a resource? It is. Okay, it did get pulled towards me. It just took a little bit of time on that one. See, I don't know why also it's showing me the ring sometimes, but not all the times. Okay. And it will pull things towards you just like in a slow sort of sense. Okay. So let's do a bit of forging, why don't we? What do we need? We'll do a little bit of resource alternation here, just to really make sure. It's what you do whenever you start up like a farm resource in Minecraft and you don't know, like in modern Minecraft packs especially, you don't know exactly what you want to have next. So you're hedging your bets a little bit. Okay, there we go.
Section completed. Section completed.
Okay, what do we got? we're building this thing out pretty nicely. Okay, but we can choose a little bit of what we can shape it as, but it's not really much else. Okay, time is running low. The stars looking very similar to the ore being dropped is also a bit disconcerting. Given that the game does have a use of color, I don't think that needed to be so similar. Also, queuing this up just to like it's a different. The thing is, what are you trying to accomplish? For example, with the press of the button, right? What is the justification for the system to be this way, for instance? Okay, well we defeated everything, so what do I care about hyperspace or what? What nonsense you're talking about right there? But there's more. Okay, well, this time they got a few hands. These things. I forget. Is this very Geometry Wars coded? Of course.
Entering hyperspace.
We're entering hyperspace. The graphics of this stylization here is very good. I like that. Inventory slides up, 100%. Slightly higher yield, whatever. Okay, we're making our way towards a logical conclusion.
Resources detected. Exiting hyperspace.
Resources detected, by the way, also, in addition to that. The frame rate, hold on. Okay, I think there's a bug in which the FPS doesn't go unlocked unless VSync is detected. Like, it will go back to 60 after I set the settings. So maybe there's a bug, or maybe it's just not working for me specifically. We'll see. Do we want to be breaking the big ones or the small ones? I don't actually know. I'm gonna trust. We're gonna keep maxing out whatever we can max out. Maybe I need to be more chill for this. Maybe I just need to like cozy max and then I'll get it. I want to try cozy maxing, you know? So far, only a couple of ingredients. I assume all this stuff means that there's a lot more that we'll be able to craft and unlock and stuff. Which is, of course, broadly good. Well, to some. Let's see. The ship also, like, for it to be this slow to start, it is a little agonizing. It just feels slow. Maybe it's a visual feedback thing. I've seen video game developers post about, like...
Section completed.
I'm just gonna keep clicking because I don't know what the difference is and it has not been explained.
Section completed.
Okay. My resources are all tied up in other places. Maybe it's a Stardew Valley thing. I don't know. I find in 2D games like this, like the 3D element of Minecraft is really what gives it that, like, in the way I can play like a similar style of like resource collection and extraction and stuff, because it just like there's just more in my eyes. Whereas a 2D game like this, I have to sort of like get accustomed to the way that it treats the way. For example, you just go here and do something, and it's like that's all the stimulation you're gonna get visually, for example, right? Also, don't know what this is supposed to represent. It looks like a guy with like a Minecraft shield for a head. I've got Minecraft on the brain because of the styling. And he's like got a table poking out of his penis area, crotch, I guess is what you call the penis area professionally. There we go. And then what we want to do now is again tab there should not get me out of there. It should just be, I don't know why it's like it needs to be like half a second cutscene for that, but maybe I'm also just doing a little bit of my old complaining.
Section completed.
I suppose we're filling this thing out. We're pretty close to filling this bar up, and that's the good thing so far. At least there's a bar that's getting filled out and completed, you know?
Section completed.
Okay, there we go. Like, anyway, we don't have that much time to do anything else except for break these little ones.
Alert. Hostile entities detected.
Also, entities of death. There's no gun, also, which is like I want there to be a gun. This doesn't seem like the most fun way you could do combat in a game like this. I wouldn't mind a resource combat like bifocal style, but maybe it's not meant to be, man. Maybe it's not meant to be. Anyway, you should always be efficiently min-maxing at all times. Gathering resources at all times. We are killing these creatures. We should be on auto target for enemies at least, I feel like, but... Anyway, evacuate, it said. I don't think we needed to, really. We could have stuck around there. Hung around and stuck around. If you get what I'm saying. Well, 25 of this. It costs 3 to do all that. Well, we're gonna be plasma cannon 2. There we go. We've maxed out our tech tree. Now what? I'll exit hyperspace for you, bro.
Detected. Exiting hyperspace.
All right, lock in. Does this plasma cannon upgrade actually make anything better for me? What is making that noise? That was previously not being made as a noise. Why does sometimes it bounces automatically and sometimes it doesn't? And why are these not automatically being gathered? Whoa, new resource unlocked. Okay, fine. Well, why can't I? Am I hallucinating? Is this a dream? What is this? Every time I try and click on it, it disappears, man. Okay, well, I'll ignore it. Maybe it's not meant to be yet. Maybe we get the diffusers later. What does this button mean? Oh, it just puts it away. Can we expand this though? I would like to expand it. Well, let's get as many metal plates as possible. The music is pretty good, and it is tonally fitting a little bit. there was some options. Let me mix with some graphics here for a sec. Let's see, because I recognize there was some not video here, but there was the nebula, turning the nebula off. Well, now that I've turned it off, it can't go back on, it seems. Save and exit. You need to. I think you need to exit the game for it to be persistent. The frame rate changes, but my frame rate did just drop by like 30 for seemingly no reason. So maybe there's something to it. Okay, there's something here also. But I'm stuck between these rocks for the minute. Just give me a second. Okay, now we are truly full. Okay, that hurt me, I think. Okay, we do actually have gun now. Wait, I just need to press 1 and 2. But anyway, what we gotta do now is a bunch of nuts and bolts and gears and stuff. Well, the arrows now no longer do anything, so I assume this is right. That's what it wants from me.
Section complete.
We're pretty close to finishing this entire thing, and I think we do have the resources to do it. Music did just kick in, though. Pretty close. We may even be able to do it right now. We're not far from it, at least. There we go. Maybe that's enough. Let's find out. What happens when it completes? Also, are these letters? What's going on here? M?
Alert.
EDMO.
Entities detected.
Well, can I finish my job, bro? I was nearly done.
Ceiling forge structure.
Okay, now we can actually kill him. This is kind of what I was asking for, which is good. Little bit of combat, better than nothing at least, and these guns are very responsive. Hop off my goat, bro. Hop off my ship. Seems a little faster than just having it done it before. But we can't use it to break the ores. We can't kill them on spawning, which is annoying. But you know what? Programmatically, probably more annoying to do it the other way because the animation loading had to be cool. You would have to load it like segmentedly rather than as was object. So it's way more annoying to do it the other way, and it's kind of like, you know, unnecessary QOL. Well, let's just chill. Now what?
Evacuate.
Oh, it won't let me shoot. Okay, well then, if you say so, brother. I'm this close to finishing everything, and then what? I want to see the then. I want to see the payoff before I judge anything further, because we are done on this one.
Resources detected. Exiting hyperspace.
Resources detected, as it says. The styling is pretty good. Okay, well let me go out and then in. Structure not deployed. Oh, see, but you coded this one, which is interesting. So you can't forge immediately, but we're about to be able to because the structure will be deployed momentarily. Okay, well, can you put me back in, please? Thank you.
Demo structure fully forged.
Demo structure fully forged. Oh, it says demo. That's what it says. You have done it. Save and exit. Will that close the game? Hopefully not. Okay, there we go. Okay, that was the Eventide Matter demo. I'm gonna say, first of all, thank you for sending your game to me. It takes a little bit of effort. You gotta, have some confidence in your product. That being said, I think take my advice with some grains of salt, because I generally like 2D resource gathering type games. It really needs to click. The loop needs to click, and I think what needs to sort of happen is that movement needs to not feel like an intrusion. Right now, the movement is just a little like, it feels like I'm walking through mud, for example, and I don't think it should be that clunky for a game that's not really about the movement at all. You know what I mean? If there's supposed to be skill to the movement in like how you fly around with your ship, then it makes sense to have that kind of restriction and like make it like F-zeroing it or whatever. I don't know. Then, but a game like this, I just think it's another like irritant rather than something that adds to their gameplay experience. And so, also both elements of the loop, this demo, I think you kind of did yourself a disservice, because it looks like there's a lot more stuff to make. It looks like there's a lot more ways to interact with the enemies and stuff like that. And here's the thing, I think you've abstracted it a little too much. You've made the resource gathering and crafting game, but none of it matters. You know what I mean? It's like those web games that you've made where like the people make, where you just like click. It's like a cookie clicker style game that you've constructed here, except you go out and I break all these ores, and then I come back and I make stuff with it. And you've abstracted the stuff so far that I'm not making turrets, I'm not making mines, I'm not like making barracks, I'm not doing like any of this stuff. Clash of Clans in my brain. That's kind of why I said all that stuff. But then, what am I making? I'm just making like an emitter and a thingy, and we're just like, it's basically just, it's not for anything, it is for the sake of it, which is fine, like, but then you have to make the rest of it really good. You know what I mean? Is that the direction you want it to go? Because then you have to make gathering the resources really satisfying, and building it also very satisfying. And right now it feels like it's kind of, you're stuck between two options of like doing that or actually fleshing out the aspects of it, making it more control. Also, the demo was like not very clear, but the ironically, because there was so little to do, like options wise, I ended up fulfilling it, which maybe is not what you intended. You maybe wanted it to be like, because it makes straightforward sense. I think I would probably, how would I even, let me think about this. Okay, another idea I've been thinking for a while, so I forgot where I even left off, but I think the problem you have right now also is that there's also the music stopped looping in the demo. I left it open for too long. Maybe that's a bug, I don't know. The laser method of destroying the like ore asteroids right now is sort of a middle ground between a completely automated passive laser system that collects it all and like an active like click spam method. I think it does the worst of both worlds. You do a little bit of clicking and a little bit of automation, and you kind of feel like nothing ends up happening. In the automated, you have to sort of pick a lane, I think, or at least like maybe it shows up in the future, but I couldn't see it in the demo, for example. Like for resource collection, maybe you click on you shoot your gun really fast by click spamming, and then you can destroy it, and then it should automatically just get in your inventory if there's room. And the inventory space cap is sort of like, it's a little arbitrary, in my opinion. And the crafting should not be taking time. There's like a lot of obstacles that seem very artificial and doesn't seem like it really makes sense, apart from just like, taking a feature and then you're sort of like, oh, of course it has a timer to it. Then you're like, well, why does it have a timer to it? What am I waiting for? You know what I mean? And I like the idea of like the waves and stuff, but the time like chasm between coupled, a lot of my problems just go back to the fact that the ship is so arduous to move in. It feels like you're not having anything to do, and you can't zip around. There's no fun to it in that aspect specifically. And then like The wave system, you spend 5 minutes, you get your resources. Not to mention, of course, I already went over the fact that there needs to be more to do in that regard, more control. Like I want to make a little defensive tower. It sort of doesn't make sense that my ship is the one at being defensive. I want to be able to control the machine I have. I want to, like, for example, maybe I add a bunch of turrets to my little guy, and then you're stuck with like, what's the point of the waves if I'm just building a pre-existing structure? You know what I mean? It just feels like you're like, oh, but then you have to have some adversity method. You have to have some enemies. It's not enough to, like, that you may be fighting the clock to build the resource. You have to also fight some enemies, just sort of as a token gesture. I would rather actually it be resource collection than wave defense of, like, varied enemies. But maybe that's a lot of, like, iteration. You'd have to modify a lot of how stuff works right now. But I'm just throwing that stuff out, like, as ideas. Overall, I think the best thing you have going for you is, I think the look is, like, mostly good. It's a little bit overdone in this, and I think I tried to go for some settings, but then sort of didn't end up working. But for me, but I think your look is pretty good. Maybe some more visual distinction for, like, resource collection and stuff like that. Like, and the ship. Back to the ship. Maybe the scale of it. Maybe the ship needs to be a bit bigger, or maybe the zoom or something. I'm not sure, to make it feel more, like, impactful. I think that's about it. I'm sure I could come up with more, but not off the top of my head. So let me know what you think as well. And thank you again. Thank you for the developer. You take a big risk, of course, when signing somebody your game, especially since it's not a sponsored deal, by the way. So developers, feel free. I mean, right? Like I say time and time again. It's you buy low right now. Eventually, you're not gonna be able to get that feedback in. You know. Come back in 2 years. You've been working on a game right now. In 2 years, you're like, oh, I wonder who will test my game. Everyone's playing Silksong 3. I'm not playing Silksong 3 because I'm not playing Silksong, and then my inbox is too full. It's a time as old as tale, as they say. So, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, see ya.